absolute chaos. That when we go 3, 2, 1, go, go's rarely the word, and it's just pure chaos. Welcome to Medicare Cafe. You are joined. First of all, I'm so excited to be back. I haven't done a Medicare Cafe in actual weeks.
Who is she?
I know, because, well, I say not in weeks. I was going to say, well, I do them at home by myself, but that sounds weird. So that was a joke I was going to make.
Right.
Good thing I didn't.
Yeah, super glad. Hey, guys, welcome to the Medicare Cafe.
I had our key accounts retreat, and that was when we did the Ryan Kimball recorded episode.
Correct.
Then the week after that, I was at Integrity. Innovate. And that was you and Carrie did hot takes.
Yes, we did.
And then the week after
we had a
that,
great time, by the way, without you.
I honestly, like, every single day, I just wake up and I'm like, do I still have a job? What parts of me have been replaced? Most parts of me have been replaced. So, guys, welcome. I wanted to start the episode. What was I saying? Like, we have to go live and talk about this.
Birds.
Birds would make the worst emotional support animal. That's what we were just talking about. We were talking about just the chaos and yeah, Brian says it's been great without Olivia. Brian, I can always, speaking of emotional support, thank you, Brian.
The bird of people.
The bird of people. We were talking about how birds like parrots and like the pet birds would make the worst emotional support animals because they would just because I was watching a video of a girl having a panic attack, and so she had stopped having the panic attack enough to film her bird during her panic attack.
Right.
But the bird, she's breathing hard, and the bird's literally going, breathing back at her, and then laughing.
Just this is a reflection of who you are in the moment.
Truly, it's just
Seems real
this
stupid,
is not a
doesn't it?
mirror. You sound dumb right now.
You sound
you
so
hear
dumb
how you're
right now.
breathing?
Yeah.
And then Alex mentioned, our producer was mentioning, imagine being a bird and watching a person have a panic attack. Hey, are you stuck in a cage and can't fly? Get over it.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's why birds would make the worst.
A cage
emotional.
is actually a metaphor for life in general, the whole 9 yards. We actually had a bird growing up, my family.
Tell me more. About your birds and your cattle and your horses.
It was an Amazon
Tell
parakeet.
me more. Okay, you said Amazon parakeet, and I thought you meant you ordered a parakeet from Amazon.
Yeah, it was Jeff Bezos' parakeet, if you will.
Please go on. You had a parakeet?
Yeah, his name was Peabody.
Peabody?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually really sweet.
And we also had a dove, and his name was Phineas.
Can you keep a dove?
We did.
I don't know if that's allowed.
Legally, we didn't, but we did.
For legal purposes, This is a joke.
Well, my dad's a veterinarian,
right?
And so he would come to our kindergarten class, and then Peabody and Phineas would fly around.
Really?
So he would do animal shows with some of our birds and our other animals.
See, I grew up still to this day terrified of birds. I have the weirdest phobias. I'm not afraid of a lot of things. My phobias.
Talk about that.
Let's not.
Okay.
On Medicare Cafe today, guys. So excited to chat what we wanted to talk about today, and I'm trying to think about when we're looking at the themes of the days, when we're looking at what do we want to talk about. I'm trying to be very conscious of what are agents asking us about, what's popular online, what's so hot right now, and the time of year that we're in.
Yeah.
And so we're getting ready we're actually in the process of planning our AEP boot camp. We're going to do a little bit of a little road show, but mainly going to be in Columbia, Missouri. So as I'm planning around, what do agents need to know prior to the boot camp? That's what I'm trying to focus on our content on right now.
Time to prioritize.
Brittany, you had 2 birds, and you also had a city of hamsters.
2 birds.
Okay. Anyways, so what I wanted to make sure agents had some pretty clear communication about, or had some new ideas, was going to be ways to get client referrals. We spent a lot of time talking about the how networking partners, strategic partners, how to gain referrals from strategic partners, which is very important, easier to focus on, honestly. We'll get more mileage out of. But you should also, I love working with agents who are doing this for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and they'll say, I don't do any marketing, which I don't agree with, because because they say the number one way that they get clients is word of mouth, is referrals.
Referral source,
Right, which again, I don't agree with, because McDonald's, everybody in the world knows McDonald's. They still spend millions and millions of dollars on year on marketing. You're not above the branding of McDonald's, so you still have to do it.
You should also spend money on Justin Timberlake making your logo and your slogan and your little jingle.
I have questions. Justin Timberlake did a McDonald's
He's
commercial?
the one who made ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Are you serious?
Correct.
I had no idea.
Just a little Benism for you?
How did you know
I
that?
value.
How did you find how? How do you come across this
I read a lot of
information?
weird books as a kid.
Anyways, so he's the weird bird guy and had weird books. Anyways, smell the
That's all I'm here for.
fresh mahogany.
I was
So
one of the poor kids.
I was one of the poor kids. So I wanted to talk about specifically what you should be doing to gain more referrals from your clients, because especially in this day and age, especially in today's world where technology is at literally nobody is more than an arm's length away from any technology.
Right.
People are now, they're saying that 58% of any buying process, think about when you're buying a house, when you're buying a car, when you're looking at other things, 58% of that buying process is done online. And a lot of that, when they finally go to who do I need to go to as an expert, what's interesting with the boomer generation, they're doing their own research, but they're still going to a professional to actually make the enrollment or to verify their research. But when they get to that point, they're looking at peer-to-peer and asking their friends, their neighbors, their dog walkers even, who should I go for this information? They trust that more than they trust online reviews and online resources. So it is so important to become a person that your clients want to refer.
Yeah.
So just keeping that in mind, I have 7 tips to help you become more referable with your clients.
Love that.
And one thing I will mention, we talk about referrals from your clients. If you get referrals from your clients, you'll also get retention from your clients. Happy clients do 2 things. They stay with you and they talk about you. Staying with you is kind of the bare minimum. Yeah. Talking about you is like the extra. It's like if you're really good at this, that's when you'll start getting those referrals.
I think in conjunction to that real quick, like I think that's a huge thing that you as an agent or agency should be looking for. We're going to talk about these 7 different tips on how to become better or more referable, but I think there are many of them that you guys are probably already doing very well. Yeah. So knowing of those 7 which you need to focus on, what I would look for if you've already starting to do some of these well is what is your client saying about you to others, because that's probably not the part you need to focus on. You need to zoom out on some of the others. So finding where you maybe are already being referred on to, you're doing that well, then let's shift our focus to some of these other areas.
I think you bring up a good point too. This stuff should not create more work.
Correct.
It's just taking advantage of what you're doing and putting a magnifying glass on what you're doing. You should not be more busy. Your time is best spent sitting in front of new clients. So
correct.
Let's talk about it. So it's my 7 tips. Number 1, events. I am a big proponent of any type of an event. Yes. Now, it doesn't matter if you are saying like I don't have the resources to do a ton of events. When I say when I'm looking at events, I'm thinking either like an educational or sales event, like a ANOC meeting or Medicare 101 or a top 10 things you didn't know about Medicare. Something like that. Doesn't have to be a registered event through CMS. Or I'm thinking about some more fun events, like hosting bingo nights, doing a client appreciation, hosting something like we have people that will host and shut down their parking lots. One of our favorite agencies out of Sedalia will shut down their parking lot and do bounce houses and cookouts, and it's their big client appreciation. Yes. Those are amazing. However, you have to make it very clear that they are invited and encouraged to bring somebody. Because oftentimes when you do a client appreciation event, they assume oh, well, they're not your client. So this is for
you don't appreciate them.
Yes.
Right. Is what they're saying.
I love how passionate you got about that. They're not the client.
Exactly. I
Clutching
appreciate
your pearls.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
So making sure silent disco. Brian, yes. A silent disco would be the coolest thing ever. I'm 10 out of 10 approving of a silent disco.
Every 10 minutes, there's an advertisement on your headset that's 100%. One of the carriers that's sponsoring your events.
Well, truly. But I love these events, but you have to be set. It is not going to be assumed that they are welcome to bring friends, neighbors, family members, and oftentimes they're decision maker too. So we throw an event, either an educational event or a fun event, and make it very clear. Bring everybody to my event.
Whole squad. Bring a busload.
Squad up, seniors. Let's go.
Truly.
Right?
Safety in numbers.
Safety in numbers. Number two thing that I'm saying, these are not in any particular order, just the order I thought of them. Thank you gifts for influencers. So this kind of goes into the people when they talk about referrals, they start saying, okay, well, how much can I pay? Right. This goes for both professional referrals as well, for professional to professional, as well as consumer to consumer referrals. Do not do a pay per referral program.
Correct.
Do not do it. The fastest way to burn a bridge is to include finances into it. Do not do it. But what I like to do, and I say this as influencers, because you do, like, we all have like these clients that like are very, very vocal. They're involved in everything. They're in every single club. So paying special attention to them. If you always see them in the parking lot of McDonald's for their coffee, that's the person you need to get to. But just doing like one-off, like I gotten 2 or 3 referrals from you, just a one-off gift card or something special, like a photo album because they just talked about their vacation somewhere. Just getting them something that they're not expecting, specifically thanking them for the referrals. If you get it, like if they just say, "Hey, thank you for your business. Here's a nice like cooler on me or whatever," that's not enough. You have to say, "Thank you. I've worked with your friends Rhonda and John.
Yes.
And they told me that you referred them." So as more specific you can be, the bigger the impact was. But those are one-off gifts, not like set up as a system or process.
Yeah, I think whenever there's an expectation of something to be received when you're offering referral, it almost undermines the referral. So you don't want to give that even kind of the time of day in any and all of that. We've also talked about on the cafe in the past about splitting your book of business between like A, B, C tier level clients. I think there's a lot of value in understanding which of your clientele are the ones that are screaming your name from the rooftops and treating them a whole other layer differently, because you want them to feel that extra layer of appreciated, as a thank you to, buying into what I'm trying to do and take care of people here.
Do you know when you say a word so much, it no longer sounds like a word? Like when you say a word so much, like I've been saying it now, it's like, is that even right? It sounds so foreign
Maybe.
coming out of my face. Referral is turning into that. Referral.
Ooh, yeah.
Referral.
Rural.
Rural. Okay.
Referral.
My third one is going to be a program that has been around. It was actually one of the first programs that I ever worked with when I joined in 2013. It was one of the first products I ever pitched. And that was called Legacy Safeguard. So if you were at the Innovate event, you got to see another deep dive into Legacy Safeguard. I don't have time to do a full training on that today. Maybe we will do that on a future cafe episode. In fact, I might get Stephen Prince to join us, who is one of the creators of Legacy Safeguard. But what Legacy Safeguard is basically, it works for like, it's a funeral planning service. So a lot of people like are using it for a way to cross sell final expense or life insurance by saying, by the way, here's this free program. But it is a free program that gives them the price negotiation tools, funeral planning tools, estate planning tools. It's all this. It's free for you to offer, free for the client to have. It's deliverable through Integrity Connect. But the reason why I like it for referrals is because you say something along the lines of, "Okay, Ben, you're my client.
Okay.
Great skincare routine. You look amazing."
Appreciate it.
So, Ben, as my client, something that I want to make sure I take care of my clients is holistically. So what I would like is if you have somebody that you're going to be, taking care of them at their end of life, your husband, your sisters, your brothers, whoever that may be. Sorry, your wife, husband, I don't know. Whoever that may be. I would like, usually it's Myrtle that I'm doing this with.
Right. Well, I am Myrtle, so.
Myrtle. Okay, your skincare looks less good now.
Oh.
Anyways, so.
Mr. Myrtle.
Mr. Myrtles. So for a gift for me to you as my appreciation is I have this program that allows you, kind of gives you a way to ask some of these harder questions about end of life planning, funeral planning, things like that. So if you want to give me some names, I will go ahead and send them this referral sheet. If they have any questions on it, like the best part is you don't have to do anything, Myrtle. You don't have to do anything. Let me send them this program. They can work with me directly, and that way I'll get you all their information. And again, what that does is it, of course, strengthens the relationship other than me just ripping apart Ben/Myrtle, but it strengthens our relationship and it gives me names of potential clients for me to introduce myself to. Yeah. So, Michelle asks, what is the rules for referral gifts? Michelle, if you are tying it to Medicare Advantage, and like if you're doing like a paid referral program, it's still $100. You are not, if you are paying for or compensating for referrals, it is $100 worth of a gift or $100 cash. If you are following what me and Ben are saying and you're not doing on a per referral basis, there are no rules. CMS is not involved with you having a relationship with your client. So that's one of the reasons we say we do not tie it to give me X amount of referrals and you'll get this much. Like, don't build a program to it. It's a one-off appreciation for mentioning my name or being in my corner.
And that's not to say that you can't track who is giving
you
you referrals. You should be doing that.
Yes.
And that's how you tier, not your levels of appreciation, but your understanding of maybe who needs a little bit more of your time. I think in that same regard, I think legacy safeguard also, if even at the bare bones, one of the huge things that people forget about when they are facing either these end of life conversations or trying to plan all of this is like passwords
Oh my
and
gosh.
bank account numbers and where all of this
Well, and other
is connected.
policies.
Yeah, other policies a good shout as well. Like
That's so many people have life insurance or like smaller face amount policies that never get claimed because no one knows they exist.
I wonder what the percentage is of policies that do not get paid out because a claim is never submitted.
I hear a voice. Do you guys hear that? Me neither. Okay, anyways.
Yeah, no, that works. Yeah,
I do
legacy
know
safeguard for you and the family. Cool.
for you and the family, great. I do know that happens quite a bit, like a lot. And that's why it's important to have these. There's also, I'm gonna laugh so hard. There's a backstory to this. I don't have time to tell it. Unclaimed property. Have you ever heard of unclaimed property? There's a backstory. I had out of respect, I cannot share it. But that's another way to find out about some of these policies. If there's money in your name and you're not aware about it, you got unclaimed property, type in your information. It'll let you know if that exists.
Yeah.
So Legacy Safeguard, again, we'll do a full training on it. It is an incredible referral tool for lots of reasons. That's just one of the reasons to use it.
Yeah.
Number 4, here are just some general phrases. Because I'll tell you what, the traditional phrase I don't like, and I'm maybe I'm not the best salesperson because it makes me uncomfortable to a point where I feel like it's cringy, and I'm not willing to go cringy like a lot of maybe salespeople are willing to do.
Full personality here.
So one of the phrases that a lot of people use, and it is successful, it's just not in my repertoire, is the best way or the way that I make my living, the way that I feed my kids is by doing this with people like you. So if you have anybody, what would help me out is if you have anybody, any friends or neighbors or things like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. That's just so against my nature because as a professional, I am a professional. It is not my client's job or responsibility or their to keep me in business. Yeah. It is not an emotional task that they need to take on. They should refer me because they felt like I did a good enough job that they want to refer me. And that equals better retention. If I don't make them feel uncomfortable about our relationship or that they owe me something, that's going to help me out more long term. Completely. And I think that is a possible thing for people to do is like, hey, I really, can ask for those referrals. Yeah. Do it in a way that doesn't lead to some instability of this emotional or like friendship, this relationship they have with somebody.
Well, I think even like in your own moment, in your own moment, ask yourself, like after you get a service done or you go somewhere, like if you were to be asked, hey, where did you go for that, or where do you recommend? You're not going to remember. Oh, well, Billy Sal asked me to suggest them. No, you're going to go to where did I go that made me feel the best, that I had experienced the best. Like these types of questions that you're asking and saying like, hey, like the best way to thank me for what I'm doing with you is by referring my name or getting that type of stuff out. Yeah, that's good to bring up because some people think or assume that you're too busy or you don't want like you can't take any referrals. That's what you're trying to avoid.
And
with
I've
that
had
question.
that when people say, oh, I didn't have it. Like, I know how busy you are. I know how many clients you have. I didn't want to overwhelm you. So you have to tell them, yes, please refer me, but you have to phrase it in a way that's not, I'm begging for business. Somewhere in between, I'm begging for business and this is how I make my income. Correct. So a couple phrases I wrote down that have worked. One of it is, so Ben, again, Myrtle.
Yes.
What's a boy name for Myrtle?
Myrtle. I got you.
Myrtle.
Oh, honey child, what's going on?
I hate everything. Myrtle. What was I even going with this? Okay. Myrtle, thank you so much. Again, I really appreciate you trusting me with your insurance. Do you know anybody else who's going through a similar situation as you? Maybe, like, for example, like, let me say, Myrtle, you came in because you're retiring. Hey, do you know anybody who's retiring or going through a similar situation? Maybe you're coming in because you're turning 65. Hey, if any of your friends or family members, they're in a similar situation, they're turning 65, they want to learn more about Medicare, make sure you give them my information. I want to make sure I'm taking care of you, and I want to take care of all the people that you care about. Yeah. So that's a way of saying, like, similar situation to you. I can handle it. Let me help you. But I like that one. Again, who do you know that's going through a similar situation? And then the other, because also it's like if you're going through retirement, we had this a while ago. Boeing went through this massive move when they removed a lot of people from group retirement and got them onto Medicare.
Yeah.
People cleaned shop because there was a mass amount of people that were desperate for it. So if you can say, hey, is there anybody similar to you that's going through a situation? Yes.
Yeah.
I can tell you when I'm retiring, I know several other people who are going to be retiring because I'm talking to all my friends about my retirement. It's something I've been planning for. I'm excited for. So it's a great way to kind of spark of like, hey, anybody you know, it's like the more specific you can be,
Correct.
the more of a reaction and the more or mileage you're going to get out of it.
I think you can also find a lot of those names in your needs analysis. Like someone's going to mention, we know seniors like to overshare. Like, oh, I was just talking to Bertha the other week about.
We need to update our senior names. Bertha. There are now things like Tom and, well, I guess I do have an aunt, Berta. Never mind. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're back on board.
Trying to be applicable over here.
Meredith.
Yeah, my, cousin Gwendolyn.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, so.
The other phrase that I have on here that I really like, it kind of goes along the same lines of legacy safeguard, but it's, hey, if something happens to you, if you end up in the hospital or something goes on and they're trying to contact your agent, who is going to be calling me?
Yeah.
Is it going to be your sisters, your neighbors, your cousins, your spouse, your kids? Who, if something happens to you, I want to make sure I have them marked on their file. Or if I hear something, who do I need to contact about you and about your information? And what that does, one, it gets you, oftentimes it is a sibling versus a child or something like that. But it also helps you get in with their adult children at that point where they're adult. So you're going to have better, what's it called whenever they stay, better retention because the adult kids aren't trying to talk their parents out of working with a skeezy agent. You might be able to get some other policies with those kids like family cancer plans, family hospital indemnities. If you're in the ACA, that's an awesome bonus or alternative lines. So there's a lot of ways, again, just finding ways that, because at the end of the day, everybody has tattooed on their forehead, what's in it for me. That's just like so to ask somebody a favor, like, do you mind referring me? Yeah. It makes them uncomfortable. We're now asking something of them after they just trusted us with their insurance. So finding a way that it benefits them to get me names, that's what we're trying to accomplish there.
I think if you're focusing on life insurance as well, too, like that's such an easy question of like, who is this going? Who are we building this policy for?
Yes, exactly.
Like, who are you trying to protect?
That's a
with
great
this?
question. Who is this for? Because it's not for you.
Right.
Who is this for?
You're going to be 6 feet under.
Maybe cremation's going up in popularity.
Is it really?
Truly.
Throw myself across.
You know what my husband asked me the other day? Not the time. Speaking of cremation,
post in the comments down below what you think Olivia's husband told her the other day.
It has to do with all of the above. Anyways, we don't have the time. If you're that interested, I'll tell you. But
text the line.
The fifth way is to create shareable content. You're seeing this become super popular right now in lead generation, which is like a Medicare help book, top 10 things you didn't know about Medicare, white papers, video content, but something that when people are looking online or looking for information, that's what they're looking for. They are going to do their own research. Yeah. Very rarely will you come across a client that said, I have no idea. I've done nothing. I just showed up to my appointment. It used to be that way.
Turned 65.
I just turned 65. Yeah, it used to be that way. But today, because of access to information, everybody is research hungry and wanting an information hungry. So when you create content that is shareable and education based and is branded through you to the nines. I've had this happen so many times where it's been like, hey, oh, you're turning 65. Hey, Ben got me this book. You go ahead and take it. I don't need it anymore. I have Ben. So instead of like this person having to try to do like a lead gen or something like that and try to find they have their friends and neighbors saying, hey, just take my copy. Yeah. Or let me email you over these videos that Ben sent me. Let me help you out with that. Yeah. They're referring you without having any idea that you're referring them. They're just helping out their friends.
Once you learn how to juggle, you don't need a how to juggle book anymore. So you pass it on to somebody else who's trying to.
Is juggling like bike riding? Like once you do it, you just do it?
Give me 3 items right now. I can juggle.
Not the coffee mugs. Not the coffee
Something
mugs.
That's not as breakable.
Not the mouse. Okay. Who would know in a studio we'd have so many only breakable things?
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
we're finding stuff for Ben to juggle. Moving on. Number 6, create reviews Well, you don't create them. Get reviews and get testimonials. Whenever somebody sees their own review being highlighted about you, they'll share it because like they are being highlighted on social media. They're being highlighted somewhere. So they're going to be proud of it because that's their words. They're being highlighted. So they'll talk about it as well, but they'll never leave you. God?
It might not be aerodynamic.
Okay, honestly. Yeah, he rode the bike. He rode the bike. He rode the bike. Great job, Ben.
Learn that.
If that's not a
Learned
real
that in like fourth grade.
Did you really?
Fourth grade. Shout out Grandma Lavis. Got me my How to Do Juggle book
Hell-
for Christmas one year.
Is this real?
It is very real.
We
Grandma
had-
Lavis.
Grandma Lava's got you a how to juggle book?
Hey, okay, I wasn't the best kid. Sometimes you gotta learn how to juggle to give your parents a break.
The more you know. So when the one thing when it comes to getting testaments, getting those testimonials and reviews, number one, you have to make it easy. Again, if it's difficult for the person to do it, sorcery. If it's difficult for the person to do it, they will not do it. So if they have to go log onto a website, go to a browser, if they have to do literally anything, if they have to go to a step 2, it's not happening. They are doing you a favor in their mind by doing it. So in order to collect these reviews or collect these referrals, what I've seen be the most popular is that like in your office, in your emails, whatever the case may be, you get a QR code. And that QR code takes you directly to a Google service, a Google review, or Facebook to leave your review. So it's literally, there is no step 2. You take the picture, you leave the review. It has to be that simple. And then highlight those reviews on your social media. I know our career side, our sister company, Senior Benefit Services, they do like Testimony Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And they'll have a picture of them with the client, and then they'll have the testimonial posted. But to get more mileage out of that, there is a ton of services that you can actually purchase, like a subscription, that is really good. We used to have one. I can't remember what it was called. Brittany, it's on. Brittany, do you remember what that service that we used to pay for was called? But it would send out surveys that were super easy. Rocket, no. Send out
Rocket
survey.
referral?
No, was
No?
it Rocket Referral?
I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, it was
Maybe.
something, but what I love about those series is that you get one referral and it'll automatically post it to YouTube, post it to Yelp, post it to YouTube. I meant Facebook, Yelp, Google. It'll post it all, so you get one referral and you get as much mileage.
Everywhere.
You get as much mileage as you can using a referral.
I like that a lot.
And again, ask for it. This is something that my husband does whenever, because again, my husband owns his own business. He builds houses for a living. So I tend to be his business coach, and he tends to not appreciate it until it works. And then he's super appreciative, but I don't get to hear that. Anyways, so what we do with him asking for referrals is that he will write a thank you card after every single time he sells his house. He gets them a bottle of bourbon, a bottle of wine. They are branded with CDR Construction. I'll send you guys pictures. That's his business, CDR Construction, and etched wine and bourbon. And he'll get a handwritten thank you card with business cards. And it'll say, thank you so much. And he's not asking for the referral. He goes, well, thank you so much. If you're happy with your house, if you're happy with how I treated you, it really helps me to do a review. And he'll have a QR code to actually leave the review. So that is one where it's like, it's a simple thing. It's easy. I have no problem asking for a review or asking for the referral.
It's this will be kind of, I don't know, maybe weird, maybe funny, who knows, but
Welcome to the show.
yeah, true.
Maybe it's weird, maybe it's funny.
Why not
We'll
both?
see. We'll see.
But I go to the chiropractor every 2 weeks or something like that, and recently they asked me if I would partake in a video of my adjustment. That way they could use that on social media.
Oh, I love that. Will I
And
ever
I
see you on the
thought-
internet machine?
Maybe. I
I
hope
love
not,
that.
but maybe.
I hope
But
not.
like that weirdly was just like, oh, I'm gonna be like my chiropractor's celebrity. Like that's kind of cool. Like it. No one wants maybe to be like some type of celebrity,
Yeah.
but it does feel really good that like been going there for 4.5 years. I have good relationships with everyone in the office, and they both have like it's a two-way relationship street. And so they were like, hey, would you mind if we like put you on our socials? And I was
I
like,
love
oh, that's
that.
really cool. Actually,
You do that like with your
that's fun.
influence people, right? And they're so happy. Not all of them. Some people like. So I was
Like, pick
at
your people.
when
Pick
I
your
was at
people.
Medicarians, I was doing something on behalf of Integrity where I was actually going just walking up. I know some of you guys I did interview, and thank you for that. When I was just walking up to complete strangers and asking to have them review the Integrity Connect. like platform.
Yeah.
And some of them were thrilled to do that. There's one with me, and I oh my God, I love this guy. He was so wonderful. He said, "Can I do it in Spanish?" This is side quest to my story. He said, "Can I do it in Spanish?" I said, "I know a little Spanish," and so he said, "I'm like, here I am, this clearly non-speaking Spanish person," and I say, "How do you like the platform?" And he gets up there and just started, and I'm like, and like people like I was just like, okay.
No,
Great. Anyways, the point of the story was that I did go up to some people who were like almost offended that I asked to interview them on camera. Like, I mean, I had one that she's like, absolutely not. No. And I was like, oh, do you not like the platform? Like, is there something wrong? She's like, no, I love the platform. I just did an enrollment 10 minutes ago. I used the platform. I was like, oh, okay. And you don't want to do it? No, absolutely not. So like
their prerogative.
different strokes for different folks. Some
True.
people will be absolutely vomit at the idea of being on a camera, and that's your people who are happy to write something.
Yeah.
Other people, like for me, like I would love to do that, and I mean, like I love the attention. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
that's really what it comes down to.
Give me a script. Give me a theme. Tell me where I am.
Tell
Who
me
am
where
I?
I
Where
am.
am I at?
Give me
What
some like
situation
feedback
am
on
I
my
in?
character.
Exactly.
Well, you know,
yeah.
what's my motivation
Let's
here?
do a couple run throughs and then we'll do a real one. Yeah. We'll make it a series.
The last, and Brian says, my doctor wants to write a paper about me. Is
Yeah.
your doctor at the zoo, Brian? That makes sense.
No, I think he's a psychiatrist.
My seventh and final tip is stay top of mind. If people cannot think of you, or if you're not someone who's top of mind, you are not referable. This also comes with familiarity. If I pass away tomorrow, I want written on my tombstone, familiarity equals trust, trust equals sales. That's like, I cannot stress that enough. Thank you. You seemed way too eager
I just
to
take
talk.
notes.
Okay.
I just take notes.
If I have a legacy safeguard account, and that's in my legacy safeguard that I want that on my tombstone. So, anyways, so now I love Will.
I need to juggle way more. I
Juggle
guess.
some birds.
I'm gonna get like, I don't know, some concrete birds or something and juggle those.
Yeah.
Next time I'm on the cafe. We'll have
That should
some
be the
fun.
okay. Actually, new cafe idea. Everybody has to come with a talent. All of the hosts.
It's Cafe's Got Talent. and
Cafe's
you
Got
don't-
Talent.
You don't get. Wait, that.
Alex, Cafe's Got Talent. I don't know. I don't have any talents.
Juggle.
I can't juggle.
I'll
I
teach
got
you.
kicked out of 4th grade. I actually had friends. I didn't know how to juggle. Anyways, so top of mind, again, remember that to stay top of mind, you have to
Catch a
be.
stray right there.
You need to do to insurance what Kleenex did to the facial tissue industry, what McDonald's has done to fast food. When you think of it, your mind, like Kleenex is not a product. Kleenex is a brand. About chapstick. Chapstick is not a product. Chapstick is a brand that makes lip balm, that makes the product.
When you get a cut, what do you use?
A Band-Aid. Band-Aid's not a product. Band-Aid is a brand. Like, you need to make sure that you are doing that when people, especially if you're a local agent, and local doesn't, I mean, like, we work with agents that work in towns. Like, our top agents oftentimes are in towns that they have more clients than the town has people,
Yeah.
right? So it doesn't matter the size of your location. You need to make your brand associated with the product, which is insurance services. So the only way to do that is to be consistent, to be in front of them often, and be very consistent again with your messaging. We say it takes 7 contacts per year with your current clients. If you're not doing it, again, we can go into what does a good retention program look like, but 7 contacts a year will keep you front of mind and make you much more easy to refer at the end of the day.
very
Stay
true.
familiar.
That's one thing that, I mean, I'll even give a quick shout. Coming up on Thursday, Clayton and I are doing a webinar specifically from SMS. So you'd have to register through our website, but it's going to talk about your AEP battle plan, and a huge part of that is making sure you have good systems and processes and good things in place in order to tackle that. So if you guys are curious about what it looks like to put some of those into place, then like would highly suggest referring or registering for that event coming up.
Go do that.
Selfishly, I would love to have some familiar faces from the cafe join us on that live as well. So would love to see some other faces.
And
there.
to register that, you'll just go to smsteam.net, click on the events tab, go to Thursday, and register that is hosted on GoToWebinar.
Correct.
So you will require a username or be able to register for that event, but it will be super, super worth it. Because again, like it's so crazy that it's June. We already have the majority of carriers announced their certifications. Some of them are starting in just a couple weeks.
Yep.
And so, I mean, like,
Yesterday, UHC opened up.
Yesterday UHC.
Fast track was June 1st, and the normal UHC
Y'all,
was yesterday.
AEP. First
here.
of all, when did it end? Like
Sure.
when did I remember? Oh, we don't have time
It's the
for Olivia's
reinforcements.
lanes,
It's
but
just reinforcements now.
it's literally it's nuts. It is nuts that we are talking about. But if you're not talking about AEP in Q1, you're late, right? Like it is a 24-hour per day. I meant to say 24 months, but that's not true.
No, I mean,
It is a 12-month planning endeavor.
Yeah.
You have to be always thinking about what that's going to
25/8.
look like. We know that 2027's AEP is going to be as disruptive. We're already getting some information out about what the plans are doing. It's going to be nuts, y'all. If you don't have a plan, you're not gonna see the other side of it.
but there is still time to finalize your plan. So
Yeah.
join us on that webinar. We'll be talking over a bunch of those tidbits and what you should need to be doing month by month up until October.
If I had a talent, I'm just caught on this. I don't think I have a talent.
You're really good at voice impressions.
I'm not.
She's the best. Don't let her sell
Voice
herself short.
impressions.
She's really good at voice impressions. In fact, if you guys just want to throw a couple voices in the chat, she'll do them live right now. She's really, really good
You're
at 'em.
really absolutely not. Not once in my life. In fact,
She's
I will be
super underselling
I will
herself.
be
She's the best voice
canceled. I will be
impressionist that I've
canceled.
ever heard,
I just like no. I was gonna even try to do what's the girl from? Anyways, I want a hot dog real bad.
ever.
That's Jennifer Coolidge. You can't even do her, and she's the easiest. Guys, I'm gonna come up with a talent.
July.
It's like the 4th of July.
Makes you want to have a hot dog real bad.
See, you're better at than I am.
Just gotta go.
I need a talent, guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. No, I'll get canceled. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Thank you for having fun with us. We're going to be doing a lot more talking about, again, helping Arnold Schwarzenegger. Cannot. He's lying.
Chopper.
Ben,
Just gotta do it.
I think this was a flex for you to do voices. He was just like, oh, she's really good. Ask her.
me.
I can do a Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, let it rip.
What's the same? Ohana means family, and then family means nobody gets left behind.
Yeah.
Guys, that's it for today. Until next time, have fun
Make money
and give impeccable service. Thanks, guys.
See you
The
guys.
chaos.
We love it.
They love
Keep
it.
riding.